What is up, guys? It is your girl Antoinette back with another video, a new day, a new thing to talk about. And today I'm going to be talking about the new Babysitters Club show that just came out. It's a reboot and I watched the entire first season so you guys wouldn't have to. So let's go ahead and get into that. So I had to change locations, but so if you don't know, the Babysitters Club is a series of books, or was a series of books written by Anne and Martin, about a group of middle schoolers who decide to create a babysitters club, literally, in their hometown to get money and babysit. And those books were really popular when I was little, and I think they actually came out before I was born. I was born in 1997, but they're so highly popular, and the reboot just came out on Netflix. I think it premiered yesterday, actually, and I, of course, had to watch and see the things that they changed, the things that they updated, and also the things that are still the same. So I'm going to be talking about that. So I believe this show is a very good show for tweens and teens to look at and kind of see themselves and figure out what's going on in middle school and life, because I feel like it's very relatable. Even when I read the books when I was younger, it was very relatable for me. So to see this back on TV, it makes me very excited. And I think the number one thing that I really liked about this reboot in this show was that the girls are actually middle schoolers. They're not just like high schoolers pretending to be in middle school. They're not like 18, 19-year-olds pretending to be in middle school. These are actual like 12 and 13-year-old girls that are playing these characters, and they look like it, and they're not too over-sexualized in the show. Like, the storylines are very true to the book. They're not doing things that a normal teenager wouldn't do. And I'm not saying like shows like Euphoria and stuff like that don't really show teenagers, but also it's tasteful, and I feel like Euphoria is just like the raunchy side, and then Babysitters Club is like an appropriate side to watch with your parents, if that makes sense. 2, they changed Mary Ann to be a black girl, which we like. In the original books and in the original movie, Mary Ann was like a brunette white girl, and her dad was white, obviously. And in the reboot, Mary Ann is actually a little black girl, but she's also mixed race. And honestly, I find a problem with that, with how shows continue to cast acceptable black girls. Like the little girl Malia, she's really good. I really like her as Mary Ann, but also I have to question like the casting directors and people who are okaying these TV shows in the cast on why they won't actually cast darker skinned black girls. And it's kind of alarming that they don't do that. And there's not only one but 2 mixed race black girls in the Babysitters Club reboot. There's Mary Ann and that's Jessie. Neither one of them are black, when Jessie was actually black. Like, who decided that that was okay? And who do we talk to about that? Because I feel like show after show, little dark-skinned black girls, or black girls period, are not always seeing the representation that they deserve, and instead we get girls that could pass for white. So I really like the originality of the show. They kept the landline and kind of made it like a running joke between the girls that it was so old that they didn't know how to use it or anything like that. So I really thought that was cool. I did like the idea of the social media thing that Stacy was talking about. Stacy basically said that like she knew how to do things with social media, like marketing and SEO and all of that. And that was really cool, because like what 13-year-old knows how to do stuff like that? I think putting her in charge of that was kind of a good twist on what Stacy was all about, being the treasurer and everything like that. And then Claudia, I think Claudia has to be my favorite character. I think she was very unique and cool to what is going on and stuff like that. So seeing Claudia was really refreshing because I really liked her. I think she's one of my favorite characters, along with Mary Ann. The biggest reveal of the Babysitters Club for me was Bailey being a little trans girl. It was kind of really confusing to see that at first, because I was like, oh, what are they doing? And like, why does Bailey constantly want Mary Ann to babysit her? And then it was like, oh, it's finally revealed that Bailey feels more comfortable with Mary Ann, because Mary Ann realizes that Bailey is different in a way when they kind of open the closet to see that Bailey used to be or was born a little boy, and that their parents are going through that transition with Bailey, and that she stuck up for Bailey at the hospital. And I think it was really cool of that, and I really like that storyline. And I don't know if Anne Martin is still alive and how she feels about that, but I would hope she's happy with the rendition of what her show is doing and how it's being progressive and including everybody into this conversation of these little girls, because I think it's really cool to do that. I also really love that the show had the two moms, Charlotte Johansson, which I think is really cute. I don't know if Anne Martin knew who Scarlett Johansson was at the time when she made those books, if Scarlett was even a thing back then. But little Charlotte Johansson is really cute, and I like that she has two moms, and they didn't really make a big deal about it. They were just like, oh, here's Charlotte's parents and we want you to babysit. And I thought that was really cool that this show was really being progressive. As I said before, there's a lot of kids shows I feel like toe on the line of it and try to stay more neutral so that parents won't get angry, but let them be angry because their kids need to be educated and their kids need to know certain things. So I think I really like that. Another thing I really liked was that Alicia, or is it Alicia? Alicia Silverstone or Alicia. Alicia Silverstone was the mom of Christy. Like, I didn't know that. I think that was really fun for her to be in the show because I did not know. Like, I don't know if anybody marketed it as such, because I think a lot more people would be watching if they knew Alicia was in it, because she is the bomb.com, and I really liked her role as Christy's mom. I don't think Christy's mom had like a lot of time in the old shows, but also it was very fun to see her in the new show. Even just that character of having her there and being such an influence on Christy and the other girls, and then having Don's mom also. I really like this show. Like, teenage me would have loved it. So I really like, also, I'm telling you all the things I like, obviously, but the show is very kid friendly. That I like that it wasn't a teenage show that has drama that really a middle schooler wouldn't relate to. It felt like these little girls were little girls, and I'm happy about that, because a lot of the time their drama is like unrealistic drama that really doesn't happen for the average teenager or the average middle schooler. So I really like that it's kid friendly, that kids can actually watch and aren't influenced to do things that they wouldn't have normally done during their development. Which also brings me to their outfits being cute and age friendly. I think they all really dress unique and to the characters, like how they would dress. There wasn't a lot of layers like Disney seems to do with their characters. They weren't wearing like 3 shirts over one. It generally was just very cute and very modern. Overall, I wanted to keep this review short and sweet because I want you guys to all form your own review and opinions about the show. And if you've watched it, please comment it down below and tell me who your favorite character is, because right now mine is Claudia. Right now mine is Claudia and Marianne. So let's go ahead and comment that down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.